I am orange. And I love Kendrick. He's my favorite rapper, Kung Fu Kenny, K-Dot. I love his music. And I thought it would be really fun to go through his entire discography and rank all of it from the very worst to the very best. I'm gonna go through all of his major projects: Overly Dedicated, Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Untitled Unmastered, Damn, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I am also gonna go through the Drake diss tracks, Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. And to finish it up, I'm gonna go through the Hard series. So with all of that out of the way, what is Kendrick Lamar's shittiest song?
But you knew that, bitch, I knew that.
This one to me is a throwaway track. It's my least favorite on Overly Dedicated, which is also my least favorite Kendrick project. The remix version that actually ended up on the mixtape is especially bad because none of the verses are actually interesting or add anything to the song. So this one I can definitely put it behind and never really think about. Let's move on.
She look better than Beyonce, Alicia.
This track has a spacey and more chill vibe, which I can definitely appreciate, but I feel like it does drag on a bit too long, and Kendrick definitely does this style of music much better in later parts of his discography. So I can definitely see if somebody maybe places this one a couple of spots higher, but to me personally, there is much better later down the road.
I love the way you put it on your.
Yeah, this is definitely not one of my favorites. I really don't like the production of this one. It has a bit more lyrical focus, which I can definitely appreciate, but it's not something I really want to come back to really ever. I actually fuck quite a bit with this interlude. I really feel like if it was a bit longer and we had more of a Kendrick verse and not just like a small little skit section, it could have been easily much higher on this list.
So I was taking a walk the other day.
Is a wickedness, is a weakness. Yeah, I like this intro quite a lot. I think the production choices are really beautiful. I would love to have it higher, but considering the fact that it is an intro and we don't really have a verse, I can't really put it over some of the other tracks that Kendrick has.
Get busy and say,
yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan of this track. It's one of my least favorites on Section 80, but I do find the R.I.P. Aliyah, R.I.P. I do find that part to be catchy, and the song isn't bad, it's just not very memorable. A lot of people are gonna be disagreeing with this one. I find the song to be pretty cookie cutter. It's a deluxe track. The production is quite nice, but again, it doesn't really feel memorable. It's kind of like a Kendrick pop song that doesn't really do that much to me. It's not that interesting. I can definitely kind of do without it. Cool track. I feel like the story is fun. It adds something to Section 80, but the production isn't the best, and it's definitely not one of my personal highlights on Section 80.
Where are we going? Why are we?
Nice intro for Overly Dedicated. I like the production on this track. It does get a bit sleepy after a couple of minutes. It's a bit longer than it needed to be, but not a bad intro whatsoever. I remember really liking this song when I first heard Section 80, so having it so low on the list does feel kind of crazy because it is a nice track that I like quite a bit. But when I was making this list, I genuinely couldn't excuse having this song much higher because everything else just felt at least slightly better. Maybe it could have been a couple of spots above, but Kendrick's discography is actually this good. Yeah, this one has a great hook and a pretty killer verse from Kendrick. His first verse is great, but I feel like the second half of the song kind of bogs it down. I feel like if the song was just the hook and maybe two verses, it could have been significantly better. This is one of those exotic Kendrick tracks that you don't see every day. It's an overly dedicated track that was cut from the original version of the album. I think for sample reasons they couldn't clear the samples. But anyway, it's a good track, it's pleasant, it's well produced, it's well performed. I don't find it to be that memorable personally, but if you want to check it out, you can hear it on YouTube. You will probably enjoy it, but again, next to all of the other Kendrick tracks, it doesn't really stack up, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, this is another one of those takes that people are not gonna like. For a lot of people, this is one of Kendrick's best songs, and I have it on 97. I find the groove of the song to just not be that catchy. I feel like it's kind of missing a kick, some more punch to it. It's certainly not a bad song, it's pleasant to hear, but it's not really something that I would personally come back to. Untitled 01, baby. This is the intro track to Untitled Unmastered. It's a solid opener, not something that I personally really gravitate towards that much, but it's certainly not bad. A lot of people don't give this album much appreciation for whatever reason. If you haven't heard Untitled Unmastered and you're watching this video, please give it a listen because it's his most underappreciated album. It's great, the song is nice, and there are gonna be more songs from this album much higher on the list. Controversial take alert. I think the Heart Part 4 is the worst one out of all of the Heart songs, which a lot of people are not gonna agree with. And I do like this song still, just to be clear about it. I think the first part is quite great. I just feel like Kendrick did the Fear beat much more justice on the actual Fear song, and the second part is okay, but it doesn't blow my socks off. It's a good song, not much to really complain about, but it's not as good as all of the other ones, at least in my opinion.
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the wild.
At 94 we have N95. I should have put this one on 95 just so it was funny, but it happened to be 94. This song is the epitome of pretty good. It's fine, but am I ever getting excited when somebody plays N95? I'm not. That doesn't mean the song is bad. It's not bad. It's a good track, but it's just not that crazy. It's fine. Average Joe is a good track. It actually is a nice precursor to Good Kid, Mad City. On this song, Kendrick really sets up the idea of him being a good kid, just an average Joe in a mad city. It's a nice track. It obviously doesn't do the idea justice as much as Good Kid, Mad City did, at least, but it's well produced, it's pleasant, really not much to complain about. It's a good track.
We're far from good, not good from far, not
Ronald Reagan Era. It's a good song. It really plays off of and builds upon the ideas of Section 80, the ideas of the Ronald Reagan era, the crack babies, all of the themes that Kendrick delves into on this album. It's a solid track. It's well written. It's well performed. The production is pretty nice. Nothing super crazy, but it's certainly not something that is bad by any means. It's a solid track.
Every time I'm in my city, I be hacking like my shit.
I know why your bitch wanna fuck me. Yeah, this song is a bop. It's a banger. And I know I gave it a 6 out of 10 and it's 91. It's still a bop, it's still a banger. It didn't need to be 6 minutes. Okay, maybe 4 minutes would have been enough. But it's super catchy, it's super fun. You know, if somebody plays this in a club, everybody's gonna go crazy. It's a solid track. Yeah, I think Backseat Freestyle is the worst song on Good Kid, Mad City. And again, it's a good song. It's not something that I would remove off the album, but I find the production on most of the track to not be great. And even though I do like the flow switches on the second half of the track, I'm not that crazy about it. Shinny me. Yeah, it's a nice track. It's well produced. Having it over Backstreet Freestyle is definitely gonna ruffle some feathers, but it is how I feel. I rather listen to this song than Backstreet Freestyle. It's a pretty good track.
Sitting in the studio thinking about which move will go right now.
We have the second Heart part. It's a good one, well produced, pretty well performed. The reason it's not higher is because I feel like Kendrick's rapping performance and his flows were not as engaging as they could have been. It's pretty unessential. I can definitely do without it in the grand scheme of things. It's not bad, but nothing that is like wowing me.
On my toes, I wanna jump on them like a tadpole.
And right after the second part, we have the first part. The reason this one is better and it gets my first 7 is because I really like Kendrick's rapping performance. It's really raw. His flows are super engaging. The beat isn't quite as good as the one on the Heart Part 2, but the performance more than makes up for it. I actually listened to the song quite a bit and I like it quite a lot.
Kill him, wait, stand over him, shake his hand, then jump back in that minivan, double back to it.
It's a short track, only about 2 minutes, but the flows are relentless. Kendrick goes crazy, nice, quick, slick flows, and it's quite good. It's kind of like the slightly shittier version of Rigor Mortis. Still solid.
Fuck that, 8 doobies to the face, fuck.
Solid track, nice bop. It further pushes the ideas of Section 80. Can't really have much to complain with this one. Solid intro, great tone setter for Section 80, great production, solid rapping, solid flows, good lyrics. Again, not much to complain about.
In the kickstand, rich nigga, broke phone.
Stop playing with me for a turn to a song. Stop playing with me for a turn to a song. Solid track, was one of my favorites on Section 80 when I first heard the album, and it still holds up. holds up. It's a good song.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad.
After the Kendrick and Drake beef, this song definitely holds a pretty special place in hip-hop history. Besides that though, it's a nice track. It's probably one of my least favorites on Good Kid, Mad City, but still pretty solid.
I hope I'm not too late.
Blast and Amanda Wafer do quite a good job on the hook. It's a nice beat, it's nice bouncy, I like it, I vibe with it, I fucks with it. This one is fun to listen to for the entire duration of the song, and the outro just injects vitality into the entire song. It's fun, I like it, I fucks with it. Again!
Only that, ay, CC. Wait a minute, Ben aquí, say la.
Benaki, yeah, this shit is fire. Heat and flames. I love this one.
Some water, something can't move.
I did not really listen to the song like that before making this video, so I didn't expect to like it this much. But man, the beat is crazy, and the way the drums kick in at the second half of the song, actual flames. It's really fun. I fuck with it the whole way through. I don't actually mind that it's as long as it is. I like it. I fucks with it.
He said to me, nigga, why you babysitting only 2 or 3 shots?
I mean, everybody knows the song. It's swimming pools, okay? It's well produced. It's well written. It's a really fun track. It's fucking swimming pools.
I love when you count me out. Fuck it up, fucking it up.
Count Me Out was one of my favorite songs on Mr. Morale when I first heard it. I still really like it. It's a really uplifting and motivational track. It's really well produced and it's still really enjoyable. It's good. Yeah is a very straightforward, really fun to listen to, really catchy song. I love hearing it. It's good. It gives you something simple and it gives it well.
Every time you come around, you be hollering that whoop-de-whoop.
Cut You Off is probably my favorite song on Overly Dedicated when it comes to writing. I immediately really related to the message of the song. Having people in your life that are overly negative and are constantly gossiping and just spreading negativity, and wanting to cut those people off and just focus on your thing and focus on making positive changes and living your life. I can really vibe with the message. It's a shame that it's not as well produced as Kendrick's later works, but still, it's fun track, it's a good one, and it's memorable.
For the faint of heart, my genetic build can build multi-universes. The man of God playing Baby Shark with my...
This song kind of has an aura to it. It feels heavy, even though it's really lo-fi in terms of production. It makes up for it with Kendrick's detail in his rapping, in his flows. It feels significant while being scant and skeletal. It's a really interesting song, and I like it quite a lot.
Sometimes I wanna say fuck rapping. I need money now. Like should I start?
Solid, really solid interlude on Overly Dedicated. It really is well produced. Kendrick's performance is really passionate, going into his thought process and kind of his ideas to where he should be going at that point in his life is really interesting, and I really like it.
Now everybody serenade the new faith of Kendrick Lamar.
Great closer for Good Kid, Mad City, a triumphant track. It is a victory lap for Kendrick, seeing where he got to from where he came from. It's a nice moment, and it's very, very solid. This one has a really well produced hypnotic beat. The 24 karat magic sample is really well placed. It's really fun to listen to. It's a nice chill banger with Rihanna. I like it a lot.
My nigga, what it look like? Niggas hating, bitches hating, babies dying, bullets flying, helicopters, police.
A nice bouncy track. Kendrick really gives us many examples of the things that make our world a living hell. It is a bright point on Overly Dedicated, and it's a solid track. Really vibey track. It's the kind of song you can play around your parents and everybody will enjoy it and have a good time. Really nice.
Yeah.
Now I will be fully candid with you guys. This song is one of the more difficult ones to rank on my entire list because it really grew on me after I made the list. I really like the second part. I think the beat is great and Kendrick's flows are awesome. I think the first part is quite good as well. And the third part, it adds to the album experience, but it's obviously not something that you would just listen to. Maybe overall, because the song is so long and it does have that third part that maybe kind of bugs it down a bit. It's a bit lower than I would like it to be, but the second part of the song, oh my god, it is incredible.
Song saying, what up, nigga, you made it. Song saying.
This deluxe track could have easily gotten itself into the original track list. It is really well written. Kendrick really conceptualizes the battle between envy and appreciation, growing up and seeing people from your area succeed, and then looking left and seeing your friends and your family just falling deeper into despair. It's really vivid, it's really well written, and the fact that he has 64 songs better than this is kind of crazy to think about.
Push these niggas off me like, push these bitches off me like.
Certified Bop. Great song. Kodak came in with a feature. I love this one, it's super fun. I listen to it all the time.
You gotta get it somewhere. Gotta come from something.
This interlude is piano and Kodak Black, and it's fire. It's amazing.
Ragging in 4 days, 4 hours, 2 hours, switch sides, nigga be.
Then we have Baby Kim give us another interlude on the same album, just as good, even slightly better, really well produced, vividly written, vividly performed, big, bonky.
We hurt people that love us, love people that hurt us, hurt people.
Some of the best production and the best writing on Overly Dedicated. It is without doubt in my top 3 of Overly Dedicated tracks. It is a highlight and it is great.
Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, Vanessa.
Next we have Kendrick's biggest commercial hit, Humble. Everybody knows this song. It is Kendrick's biggest when it comes to streams, and I love it. I've been listening to it for years. Maybe it has been overplayed a tad bit, but there's still no denying the fact that it's a great song.
This what I feel like.
Another unpopular opinion. This song is really nice, and it is not bad. It's not the worst song on them. It's a good song. It's well produced. It's fun to listen to. Stop saying that God is garbage.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Is it really love if you never eat my ass? Best deluxe track on Good Kid, Mad City. It's my favorite. It's super well produced. Mary J. Blige goes absolutely crazy on the chorus. It's a pop song, yes, but contrary to the recipe, it's actually a good one.
Off-white Sunseeker had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fee.
Really nice track, really well produced. Kendrick goes crazy with the flows. I'm happy that Kendrick beefed with Drake, mainly for the reason that he actually gave us some more music, and all of it, every single diss track he dropped on Drake is really solid musically and as a diss track, and this one is no different. Really well produced, epically produced outro for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, a really nice way to conclude the album and wrap up the experience.
I be off the slave ship, building pyramids, writing my own hieroglyphs.
I am now noticing that I have the high power with 2 eyes instead of 3 eyes, which will definitely piss off somebody watching this video, but it is what it is.
What did the agent say?
A peace of mind, that's what the agent said I needed to.
Really interesting song on Untitled Unmastered. It's super fun to listen to, and damn, people do not give this album enough appreciation. What you do? What you say? Listen, I know what you're thinking. Orange. This song is 7.5 minutes. How is it so high on the list when it's not even that good? I gotta say, this wasn't one of the songs I really listened to before making this video, but when I did all of my preparations and I got to this song, I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like once you get settled into the song, and if you follow the lyrics and you listen to it in the context of the album, it is really fun, and I feel like it is kind of overhated and kind of underappreciated.
What's your life about? Enlighten me. Is you gonna live on your knees or die on your feet?
Man, this one is crazy. Somebody fucking plays those saxophones in the background like a madman, and Absol comes in with urgency. This guy, man, his performance is so crazy, it's so good, and then Kendrick comes in again with urgency, and his verse is so memorable. It's such a good track. I really love it. It's definitely one of the highlights on Section 80.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin.
One of Kendrick's biggest bops. I'm sure all of us had times in our life where all we wanted to do is to be left alone. A very relatable, really nice.
Come on, give me some.
Into the top 50 we go. This one feels like something unlike any other Kendrick song. I love Caesar's contribution. I'm not sure who is the other guy that came in the track, but in any case, I feel like if this song was maybe a bit longer and more realized, it could have easily been one of Kendrick's best songs.
And Lord knows she's beautiful. Lord knows the usual's leaving the body.
Keisha's song is really gut-wrenching, tear-jerking. It is a really powerful, well-written track that kinda feels like a big highlight on Section 80 and is definitely one of the more memorable tracks on Section 80.
I feel like a chip on my shoulders. I feel like I'm losing my focus.
Quite a straightforward track that is really well performed and really well produced, where Kendrick goes into the way he is feeling and has been feeling and probably continues to feel in his life. It is beautiful, I love it, and I think it's definitely a highlight on them.
Everybody know I spit that other shit that make you duck for cover shit.
We have our first 8 out of 10 track, not on Overly Dedicated, but on Overly Dedication. I made a typo that I'm not gonna fix. It is what it is. But yeah, HOC is easily the most catchy and replayable song on the entirety of Overly Dedicated. It's a great one. I feel like it is deserving of the score. It's really fun. I love it. We finally have the first To Pimp a Butterfly song. As you can clearly tell, I think it's Kendrick's best album, and even the quote-unquote worst song on the album is still an 8 out of 10. I is a really great song. The live instrumentation really adds a lot to it. I feel like Kendrick's last section about the nature of the N-word is really interesting. The entire song is really well performed, is a banger, and don't think that because it's the lowest one on the list it is not great. It definitely is.
Now baby, when I get you, I'ma go hit the pie.
Super woozy, trippy, fun track. I mean, it is for sale. And when I get you.
One thing I've learned, love can change with the seasons, and I can't please everybody.
Crown is a track people seem to be mixed on. I see some people that think it's the best song on the album and some people that think it's the worst song on the album. I personally love it. I feel like it's a really moving track. Musically, it's very lo-fi, but every time the chorus kicks in and the production picks up and everything mixes with Kendrick's melodies, I feel like it's a really beautiful moment. And when we look into the lyrics, we really see Kendrick come to terms with the fact that you really can't please everybody no matter what you do. And that is a really important lesson to learn in life, because you can be the most holy, the nicest, the kindest person in the universe, but ultimately there will always be somebody that will find a reason to diss you and complain about something. So you can't let those people dictate your life. It's a great track.
These metamorphic supernatural forces dominate what I see.
Catchy melodies, great production, great drums, and CeeLo Green. What more can you ask for?
I'm tired of these emotional ass, ungrateful ass bitches. Unstable.
We Cry Together is one of the most entertaining points in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, in my opinion. It's definitely not a track I would just casually listen to, but I can certainly appreciate Taylor Page's performance because it is incredible. It's a really vivid and really well written track, and it's a really interesting moment on the album.
I come from a generation of home invasions, and I got daddy issues, that's on.
Father Time really hones in on the therapy session feel of this entire album. It is a really mature track, one of the most mature tracks in Kendrick's entire discography. It is beautiful. I personally find it beautiful that Kendrick is able to speak on his personal struggles with his family and with his father on such a big stage, because I know many people, especially men, will not be comfortable speaking about these topics, and I'm sure many people were able to relate and grow because of this song. It is amazing. The Sanfa feature is great, and it's just an incredible moment on Mr. Morale.
I used to want to see the penitentiary way out the hell of
One of the catchiest songs on Section 80. Not much to say about it. It's great. I love it, and it's definitely one of the best songs on Section 80.
Mustard on the beat, ho, depot, any rap nigga, he a freak.
Here we have the 2024 Summer Anthem, Not Like Us. It is the biggest song that came out of the Kendrick and Drake beef. It is super energetic, super catchy. Every time I hear it, I just want to dance. It's a great song, and the fact that he performed it like 5 or 6 times in a row is kind of crazy, especially when you consider the fact that he just openly calls Drake a pedo, and doing that in front of like 100,000 people is kind of crazy. But I mean, it's an amazing song, so I can't blame him.
Don't tell no lie about me.
and I won't tell truths about you.
Now we have another diss track, Euphoria. I replayed the shit out of the song when it first came out. I love this one. It is amazing on all fronts, well produced, performed, rapped, cutting lyrics. It is an amazing song, an amazing diss track, and an amazing moment in 2024.
I'm willing to die for this shit. I done cried for this shit. Might take a life for this shit.
This song is mega iconic. It's one of the first Kendrick songs I ever fell in love with, and it has aged beautifully. When you consider the Kendrick and Drake beef, he did make it look sexy. He did. Great song.
Have you ever felt like you never get life?
Barbed Wire is my favorite overly dedicated song. I think it is beautifully produced, the hook is amazing, and it shows us and tells us a really nice story about people finally making it out and succeeding in life despite the rough circumstances. It's a great song.
When the whole world see you as Pac reincarnated, that's enough pressure to live your whole life.
The Heart Part 3 is undoubtedly one of Kendrick's most underrated songs. I have never even heard the song before making this video. It was my first time listening to it, and I was blown away. It is so epic, the production is so good, and to think that it came out right before Good Kid, Mad City, that album was destined to be amazing. There is no way you drop a song like this and then go on and make a shitty album. It's amazing, amazing produced. Kendrick gives us an amazing and passionate performance. Just one of his best songs. It's one of his best songs.
Get God on the phone, said it won't be long. I see Jigaboo.
Yeah, this song is just simply incredible. The way Kendrick just goes off and starts rapping his ass off at the second half after the hook part in the first half is just crazy. One of his nastiest rapping performances, I think, of all time. It is so beautifully produced, both parts of it. I'm just in love by this song. It's one of his best bangers of all time.
Yesterday I got a call like from my dog like 101. Said they killed his only son because of insufficient.
Johnny don't wanna go to school no more, no more. Bim!
I said I'm trapped inside the ghetto and I ain't proud to admit it. Institutional lies, I could still kill me a nigga.
Man, this album is just ridiculous. Every single song is so dense, so many transitions, so many details, so many amazing guest performances. Snoop Dogg has a great verse. Like, God, there's just so much. It's so good. God damn.
Too many niggas, not enough hoes, and some of you niggas.
Man, I probably have this song much higher than most people, but if I had to make a playlist of 10 songs that I would play in a party that are all Kendrick tracks, this song would be on that playlist. It is such a crazy banger, one of the best bangers in Kendrick's entire discography. Don't fuck with this song, it's great.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father, let me behind.
Yeah, this is the highest ranking diss track out of all of them. I mean, I'm not listening to the song every day. I don't think I've heard it since I did the initial research for this video right after the actual song was released. But man, it's just such a feat. It's such an artistic feat. It's just crazy, man. Like all of the lines, just how sinister it is, the Alchemist production. It is too good for me to not have it this high up. It's incredible. I can vividly remember that when I was listening to Untitled Unmastered for the first time and I listened to 04, just out of nowhere this bass came in. It was so like crazy, and then Anna Wise comes in with that chorus that just puts you in a different dimension. There was no transitions. You finish 04 and instantly you just hear this bass come in. It is such a beautiful track. It's my favorite on Untitled Unmastered. It is incredible. One of Kendrick's best album openers of all time. The second that bass kicks in, you are instantly enchanted and in the universe of Good Kid, Mad City. Just the story, the way that it abruptly ends and moves on to the second track, it is incredible, amazing, amazing, amazing.
I've been A1 since day one, you niggas boo-boo. Your homeboy, your block that you're from.
A1 since day one, nothing else needs to be said.
It go ride to it, cause you never know when a bullet might hit and you die to it.
My second favorite Section 80 track, some of the best production on any Kendrick song, period. BJ, the Chicago kid, comes in on the second half with an amazing performance. He has a beautiful voice. This song is just pure bliss.
I'm sensitive, I feel everything, I feel everybody.
Some of the best writing ever seen on a Kendrick track. It is so heavy, so significant, so important. It's incredible. It's the kind of song you're not going to see often. It is a once in a lifetime, in a generation kind of track. Incredible.
The new Mercedes with black G-Wagon away from, it was all from rap. I was 28 years young, 20 million.
United in Grief is my most replayed and the most catchy song on Mr. Morale. It feels so theatrical, so epic. It is so well produced. Those like slight synth notes in the beat just add so much to the track. It is just so fun to listen to. It puts you just in a special place. It's really good.
This dick ain't free. Matter of fact, I need interest. Matter of fact, it's 9 inches.
This is our first 9 out of 10. This song blows me away every time I listen to it. Just listen to the saxophone. Like, goddamn, when somebody's playing the saxophone like that, there's not much else that needs to be added.
Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta.
King Kunta is just a slick, straightforward, timeless bop. Again, if I'm making a playlist, a Kendrick playlist for a party, there is no way I'm not picking this song. You cannot listen to this song and not want to move your body. God damn.
And this is rigor mortis, and it's gorgeous when you die. Ali recorded, and I'm Morpheus, the Matrix.
My favorite song on Section 80. If we're talking from a technical standpoint, this is undoubtedly one of Kendrick's best ever verses. Incredible. Another instance of To Pimp a Butterfly magic. This is one of the most lush beats that I've ever heard on any Kendrick song, and Kendrick is giving us this passionate verse about the importance of respecting your roots and your family even when you get success.
You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my neck. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta.
This is just one of the most fun songs Kendrick has ever penned.
I come from a generation of pain will murder his minor. Rebellious and more jealous, a chip you
This song gets better with every listen. Wow. I mean, it just excels on all fronts. Amazing production, amazing performance, amazing everything. Okay, it's just amazing. It's perfect. But how is it only a 9? How are there 15 songs better than this? What? This song for me is one of the most important moments on Good Kid, Mad City. It is one of the most narratively driving songs on the entire album. It is so vivid, and it really makes me appreciate the fact that Kendrick is able to tell a story in such a concise and sweet way. Sweet and concise and sweet, whatever. And it is just so easy to understand, and in the same way so smart and so well presented.
My auntie is a man now. I think I'm old enough to understand.
Auntie Diaries is my favorite song on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And hey, I'm not trans, nor am I queer. I'm a cis, straight man. but I am a very strong believer in compassion and respect for everyone, no matter their racial, sexual, or gender identity. And to hear a guy like Kendrick, such a big and important hip hop artist, just a artist in general, speak up for a community that is being torn apart everywhere, because our world is still extremely transphobic. Everywhere you go, people are disrespectful, they are hurtful, they don't even try to understand these people. And to hear a guy like Kendrick stand up for a community that is of a minority, it proves why Kendrick is one of the best rappers of all time, and it genuinely makes a difference.
If I can smoke fear away, I roll that motherfucker up.
Fear is one of Kendrick's most cutting concept tracks. It is very well produced, extremely well performed, and undoubtedly one of the best songs on them, and just in his entire discography. This song is somehow not my favorite Kendrick outro. It is incredible. The production, the lyricism, the Tupac skit at the end is so meaningful. This is the kind of song that will be remembered in hip-hop history for years and years and years. Wow.
Lamar Rose crash, bitch.
This is undoubtedly one of Kendrick's best storytelling tracks in his entire discography. The way he's able to effortlessly flow over the beat and just be so clear and concise with everything he's saying. Every bar, every moment is so pre-planned, is so intricate, is so well placed. It is an incredible track and it is elite. Starting off the top 10 with How Much a Dollar Cost. So beautifully produced. It is so epic. It is so grand. It is such an interesting and gripping story. How can you not gush over the song? Wow.
Let me talk my Stu Scott. Excuse me on my Tupac.
Complexion is one of the grooviest, most beautiful, and most important tracks in Kendrick's entire discography. I love this one. I think it's virtually perfect. It is on the cusp of being a 10 out of 10, and it has an incredible Rhapsody feature.
Time I'm in the street, I hear
Men down.
Starting off with my 10s, we have Mad City. I mean, this song is absolutely perfect. One of the most aggressive, most head-banging Kendrick's songs. The second beat is amazing. The feature is amazing. The Kendrick performances are amazing. There is not a single flaw in this entire song. It is absolutely perfect and it is absolutely incredible.
Me and my niggas tryna get it, yeah bitch. Yeah bitch.
Money Trees has the best hook out of any Kendrick song in my opinion. It has an incredible J-Rock feature. It is undeniable, it is undying, and it will never be replicated. Wow.
You the reason why mama and them leaving. No, you ain't shit. You say you love them, I know you don't.
You is the most self-destructing and self-conscious song in Kendrick's discography. There is nothing like it. It is second to none, and it is an absolute masterpiece. Starting off the top 5 with The Blacker the Berry. There is not much for me to say about this song that is not evident by just listening to it. It is one of the most aggressive, most hard-hitting points into Pimp a Butterfly and in Kendrick's discography as a whole. This song is genuinely on a league of its own.
All's my life I has to fight.
For me, All Right is Kendrick's most iconic and replayable track. There are not many songs that can compete with All Right, and it was very easy for me to place it in the top 5. I can remember the first time I ever heard Wesley's Fury. I was in 8th grade and I wasn't really familiar with Kendrick Lamar past Humble because that song was just being played everywhere. It was massive. And when I heard Wesley's Fury, I heard that intro, I heard the funk, I could not stop listening to it, and I knew that I would be a fan for the rest of my life. This song is life-changing, it is incredible, it is one of the best album intros in music history.
Couple of babies, had a couple of shooters, caught a murder case.
From one of the best album intros of all time, we move to one of the best album outros. Duckworth is absolutely flawless. The production, this is some of the best I've ever heard on any song in my life. The way the beat intensifies with the choir, the way Kendrick is attacking you with his flows, the story is so captivating, it is so significant, and he's able to tell it to you in such a clear and concise way. This is undoubtedly one of the best storytelling tracks ever penned in hip-hop history. It is absolutely on a league of its own. It is incredible. It is a classic track that will never be forgotten. Never. At the very top of the list, at the first place, there can only be one song. And that song is Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. If somebody came up to me and asked me, Orange, how far can hip-hop go? What is truly the peak, the best, the most emotional, the most gut-wrenching, the most interesting this genre of music can get to? This song would be one of the songs I will bring up. This song is truly a one of one. It is the kind of music that will be immortalized and not easily forgotten. If you watched this video from the very beginning, I am incredibly grateful for your time, and I'm very appreciative that you have taken this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching. This video was heavily inspired by Andy's and Nathaniel's videos. They both made a Kendrick ranking that heavily inspired my own. So please go show them some love. I'm gonna link both of their videos in the description, and stick around in the channel because I'm gonna be releasing videos every week. Orange out.